Imagine a narrow strip of water so important that if it were blocked tomorrow, the price of gasoline could surge across the globe, economies could tremble, and millions of people could feel the impact within days. This isn't a fictional scenario. It revolves around a small waterway located between Iran and Oman, a place known as the Strait of Hormuz. Every day, massive oil tankers carrying the energy that powers our cars, industries, and cities pass through this narrow corridor. Despite being only a tiny feature on the world map, the Strait of Hormuz has become one of the most strategically important locations on Earth. But why? And what would happen if this vital passage suddenly closed? This is the story of the tiny waterway that helps power the world. The Strait of Hormuz is located between the southern coast of Iran and the northern coast of Oman. At first glance, it may not seem extraordinary. Yet this narrow channel serves as the gateway between the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Sea, connecting the oil-rich nations of the Gulf to the rest of the world. To the west lies the Persian Gulf, home to some of the world's largest oil producers, including Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran. To the east lies the Arabian Sea and the vast Indian Ocean, where ships can travel to Asia, Europe, Africa, and North America. In simple terms, the Strait of Hormuz acts like a doorway, and nearly every major energy shipment from the Persian Gulf must pass through that doorway. Its strategic location has made it one of the most important maritime choke points on the planet. Every day, enormous oil tankers move through the Strait of Hormuz carrying millions of barrels of crude oil and petroleum products. These shipments help fuel economies around the world. The gasoline used in vehicles, the fuel powering airplanes, and the energy used by countless industries all depend, directly or indirectly, on resources that pass through this narrow route. For many countries in Asia, Europe, and beyond, energy imports arriving through the Strait of Hormuz are essential for economic stability. Without reliable access to these supplies, governments and businesses could face serious challenges. This is why energy traders, economists, and political leaders closely monitor developments in the region. A disruption lasting only a few days could send shockwaves through global markets. The Strait of Hormuz may appear small on a map, but its influence reaches every corner of the world. One reason the Strait of Hormuz receives so much international attention is Iran's geographic position. Iran controls much of the northern coastline overlooking the strait. This location gives the country significant strategic importance. Whenever tensions rise in the region, global attention often turns toward the Strait of Hormuz. Analysts, governments, and businesses watch carefully because any instability near this vital shipping route could affect international energy supplies. Geography has given Iran a unique position. Few countries possess such direct influence over a waterway that plays such a critical role in the global economy. As a result, the Strait of Hormuz remains not only an economic asset, but also a major geopolitical focal point. Now comes the question that worries governments and markets around the world. What if the Strait of Hormuz suddenly became inaccessible? Imagine hundreds of oil tankers unable to pass through the region. Within hours, global energy markets would react. Oil prices could rise sharply as traders anticipate shortages. As fuel becomes more expensive, transportation costs would increase. Airlines could face higher operating expenses. Shipping companies could see costs surge. Manufacturers might pay more for energy and raw materials. Eventually, those higher costs could reach consumers. Gasoline prices at local stations could rise. The cost of transporting food and products could increase. Businesses dependent on affordable energy might struggle. While experts debate exactly how severe the impact would be, there is broad agreement on one point. A prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz would create significant economic disruption across the globe. That is why the possibility continues to attract international attention. Over the decades, the Strait of Hormuz has experienced periods of heightened tension. Regional disputes, military activities, and geopolitical rivalries have occasionally raised concerns about the security of shipping in the area. Whenever incidents occur near the strait, energy markets often react immediately. Even the possibility of disruption can influence oil prices. This demonstrates how sensitive global markets are to developments in this small region. Governments around the world understand the importance of keeping international shipping routes open and secure. For that reason, events in the Strait of Hormuz are monitored closely by policymakers, military planners, and economic analysts alike. The world watches because the stakes are enormous. Could alternative routes reduce the world's dependence on the Strait of Hormuz? Some countries have invested in pipelines and other infrastructure designed to bypass parts of the route. These alternatives can help reduce risk. However, replacing the strait entirely remains extremely difficult. The volume of energy transported through this corridor is simply too large. For the foreseeable future, the Strait of Hormuz is expected to remain one of the world's most critical maritime choke points. As global energy demand continues and international trade expands, its strategic importance is unlikely to disappear. Technology may evolve, energy sources may diversify, but the geography of the Strait of Hormuz remains unchanged. And geography often shapes history. The Strait of Hormuz is more than just a narrow stretch of water. It is a lifeline connecting energy producers to billions of people around the world. Every day, ships carrying resources worth billions of dollars pass through this vital corridor. Its importance extends far beyond the Middle East. It influences global markets, affects energy security, and plays a major role in the stability of the modern world. A small waterway, a massive responsibility, and a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important places on Earth are not the largest, but the ones the world cannot afford to lose. If the Strait of Hormuz ever stops flowing, the effects could be felt far beyond its shores, reaching cities, industries, and households across the globe. That is why this tiny waterway continues to power the world.